Hi there, I'm Sergeant Major Chris Kohunsky, the Brigade Sergeant Major for 2nd Brigade, 1st Armored Division.
Hi, I'm Sergeant Sofia Martinez, and I'm the ANTPQ 53 Section Chief here in 2-1.
Today we're going to talk about people first. What do you think people first means?
I think people first just means putting people first, as the name says, Sergeant Major. I think it's caring about your soldiers, knowing who they are, putting what they want first, as as the name says, Sergeant Major.
So, Sergeant Martinez, part of the NCO Creed talks about how the NCOs are the backbone of the Army. You yourself, how do you put people first?
Yes, Sergeant Major. Well, so every week I try to get my soldiers to come in and sit down with them and sit down and actually ask what their issues are, if their family's doing all right, or how they want to progress their career.
During the duty day?
Yes, Sergeant Major.
Okay, all right.
And even after the duty day, they'll come up to me and they'll want to talk about certain things, whether that be schools or just general, asking how they are, Sergeant Major. And I think that helps a lot with once you know your soldiers and they know who you are as well, it makes it a lot easier to know their interests and put their best foot forward.
Great, great. Okay, so who's your first line supervisor?
Staff Sergeant Bishop.
Okay, and the Staff Sergeant Bishop, have you seen Staff Sergeant Bishop put people first?
Yes, Sergeant Major.
Like how?
So he'll, specifically like the NCICs as well as also the soldiers, he'll take us in and we'll sit down for lunch and things like that. He'll call us for dinner. He'll make sure to take time out of his day to come and sit us down and just ask us how we're doing, how our families are. He'll put forth the effort to care and actually care about the soldiers.
And then when he takes you all to lunch or dinner, then do you later go and do that yourself with your subordinates and put them first?
Right, Sergeant Major.
Does that work?
Yes, Sergeant Major. I think, so going to the DFAC is where we all sit down and you get to know people. Everyone's kind of got their guard down, just trying to enjoy some good old DFAC food.
There's some good old DFAC food, yeah.
And so you go, everyone's just hanging out, and you kind of learn how people are, and they'll tell you about their issues and whatever problems may arise. And in that moment, it's a little bit more personal, and you create that bond. Sergeant Major.
Good. So how do you think you contribute to the brigade in a meaningful way?
Well, you know how they always say, like, as stereotypical as this is, they always say NCOs are the backbone of the Army. Sergeant Major, I think anyone that is an NCO contributes to the development of other, like, junior soldiers and things like that, and that just in general brings things to, makes the battalion or the brigade itself stronger.
Do you see a difference in people that have value if they're combat or support, or do you think it's all the same?
There's definitely a difference sometimes. It's noticed. I guess in combat MOSs it's a little stronger than it is in support MOSs, but in a lot of time I still think it's still there. That makes any sense.
And the folks in the radar section, they think they have a value to bring to the brigade?
Yeah, we all know that our job's very important when it does come down to the line. We're there for anything that's firing upon anyone, and we're there to back anyone up, Sergeant Major.
That's good.
So we all know our role is very important to the battlefield as well as in training.
Cool. Okay, so Sergeant Martinez, do you mind if I ask why did you join the Army?
No, Sergeant Major. So I joined the Army because, just two simple words, is it's American dream. My family came here from a different country, and they thought, and it is, the United States is the best country in the world, and that American dream is something that I wanted to live through because they lived through it as well. I wanted to be able to fight for that right for the American dream and serve the country that I think is the greatest on the planet.
Would you say that you're living the dream?
I'm living the dream.
You're living the dream. I also, I wanted to live that dream. I had grandparents that served in World War II, and I just felt like it was the thing that I needed to do when I was old enough. So I enlisted, and man, we're both living the same dream.
Yes, sir.
It's great, yeah. All right, so there's been a new command emphasis placed on people first a little bit more maybe than we saw 6, 8, 10 months ago, maybe when you first came in. Do you remember when you came in, when you enlisted?
When I first came to 2-1, it was in, I believe, July of 2019.
Okay, so since then, and now we're doing people first a little bit more often, have you seen that change? Have you seen more command emphasis on people first stuff?
Yes, Sergeant Major. I've seen training is important. It's how we get ready for anything that may come. But there's been a slowdown from training and more of a focus on being able to sit down and get out of that environment and being able to experience experience things with soldiers that are, I guess, more personal. Like I said, the DFAC lunches, counselings. Instead of getting off of work at 1700, so we can spend more time with our guys off of duty. That makes any sense, Sergeant Major.
Do you think we'll be able to maintain keeping people first for several months, or do you think this is going to go away?
I think it's going to be maintained. I think it creates a more positive environment than before. You know, it's more of instead of a go, go, go all the time, Sergeant Major, it's a little bit of yeah, we're going to keep going, 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 but we're all going to get a break in the middle.
Yeah.
To you know, get our bearings back.
Do you think because of the positive environment that you talked about, you feel more like you're part of 2-1 instead of just you were assigned to just some other unit?
Most definitely, Sergeant Major.
You do?
Yeah, it creates it, like everyone's a family, you know, they always say that, but it kind of pushes the positive environment, makes it feel more like the actual family we should be.
Good. And your soldiers, you think they feel the same way?
Right, Sergeant Major.
Okay. You enlisted as a
13 Romeo.
13 Romeo, and what's 13 Romeo's radar?
It's a field artillery radar.
Field artillery radar. And can you kind of talk about what you do in the field?
In the field environment, we basically are there as observers for any rounds, whether that be mortars, rockets, or artillery. We're there to make sure everything lands safely, or if anything, you know, gets messed up, we're there to immediately call it. The radar is it's a weapons locating radar. If that makes any sense, Sergeant Major, it's like it'll pick up where the weapon is coming from first, and the moment any round is fired from that, it'll predict where it'll impact before that round even impacts.
Oh, it'll predict the impact too. So you can see where the round shoots from, and then you can tell where it's going to hit.
Yeah, before it even, as like the moment it leaves the tubes.
That's pretty cool. Mm-hmm. All right, well, Sergeant Martinez, thanks for coming and talking today about People First and about radar stuff. We appreciate everything you do for the brigade.
Of course, Sergeant Major, thank you so much.
Strike hard.
Strike hard.